Hello everyone, this is lecture 3 in the Throughput Accounting series. In lecture 2, we found out that Tim was the bottleneck. And if you're not familiar with what we covered in lecture 2, well, you can pause this video and go back to lecture 2. Moving on to lecture 3. Now, because Tim is the bottleneck, what we'll do is we will concentrate on Tim. So all of what we're going to cover will concentrate on the bottleneck. Now we will remember from the question, we were told that the throughput contribution was £90, £80, and £50 for the three products. So I've put them here. So 90 for scalp, 80 for eider, and 50 for tail. And also, each unit of scalp requires 1.8, eider 2, and tail 0.5. Now, under normal circumstances, we would calculate if there is Tim here, um, since we're concentrating on him and the available resources are limited. Under normal circumstances, you will calculate the contribution per hour and then prioritize the one that gives the highest contribution per hour. This would be under normal circumstance. Now we will do exactly the same thing here, and the only difference is, well, we don't call it contribution per hour. We will call it a return per hour. Yes, so same terminology. Now remember, when you calculate contribution per hour here, normally you would take the contribution per unit, divide by the number of hours. Here's the same terminology. The only difference is we will take the throughput and divide by the number of hours. So for scalp, it's £50 per hour if you want, and we do the same thing for eider and tail. Now, what do we note here? We note that, well, if we want to ensure that we gain the highest contribution from Tim's activity, we need to manufacture teal first. Because, so if we were to rank, we would say, let's go for teal first because it gives £100 per hour. Surely scalp would be second, and eider would be third. Now, let's try to see how this works out, because if I take you back to the question, we were also told that, well, each worker has 480 hours of available capacity. Now, the aim is we want to produce the maximum units, and again, we want to produce 200 sculptures of each of these products here. So let's see if we manufacture teal, and teal uses 0.5 hour for every unit of teal. So 200 multiplied by 0.5, so that's 100 hours. So we would have used 100 hours. And remember, Tim's available hours is 480, so 480 hours. So if that's the case, we would have completely manufactured teal, which we're happy with. What will be the balance after that? So equals 480, well, minus 100. So that leaves us with 380 hours. Now let's go back and see, what about scalp? Because remember, in our evaluation, scalp came second in terms of ranking. Now, let's see, well, if we were to manufacture all of scalp, let's see if that's possible. So equal 200 multiplied by 1.8, because remember, we want to make 200 sculptures of each. That gives us 360. What does that tell us? Well, we have 380 available, so we have no problem to manufacture 200 sculptures of scalp. So we'll do the same thing for scalp. So see, the hours used is 360 and equal, sorry, this time 380 minus 360. Now, when we do that, now there seems to be an issue because, well, we can manufacture 200 units of tail, 200 units of scalp. We're only left with 20 hours. Now, in terms of how many products can we manufacture? Well, if we're left with 20 hours, each unit takes 2 hours. Well, it's no rocket science here. We can only manufacture, so in terms of IDA, we can only manufacture 10 units. Yes, because 10 units, 10 multiplied by 2, so that gives you your 20 hours. And in terms of, well, what's remaining? Well, now it's 0 hours. So if we want to ensure that we use Tim's capacity effectively, in total, we would manufacture 200 units of teal, 200 units of scalp, but only 10 units of IDA. I'm going to post the lecture here, and I will come up with lecture 4, and that will be the final lecture on throughput accounting.